Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Ignite Teaching. I am Anderson. Whether you're driving to school, walking the dog, doing laundry, or simply enjoying a quiet cup of coffee, thank you for spending the next few minutes with me. Today's conversation begins with one question, not for your students, not for your children, for you. When was the last time you were truly bored? I don't mean waiting in line while checking your phone. Mm-mm. I don't mean sitting in the doctor's office scrolling social media. I don't mean watching television while simultaneously texting someone. I mean no phone, no television, no music, no podcast, no distractions, just you and your thoughts. Can you remember? Most of us can't. Now, here's another question. When was the last time your child was bored and you allowed them to stay bored? That's a harder question because somewhere along the way, we've become afraid of boredom. The moment a child says, I'm bored, we jump into action. We hand them an iPad, turn on the television, offer a phone, schedule another activity, find another sport, plan another lesson. We rush to eliminate boredom. But what if boredom isn't a problem to solve? What if it's actually the beginning of something wonderful? Let me tell you a story. One rainy afternoon, indoor recess was in full swing. If you're a teacher, you know exactly what that means. Energy everywhere, question every 30 seconds. Can we play Legos? Can we color? Can we build with blocks? My classroom looked like organized chaos. Then something unexpected happened. For about 10 minutes, I intentionally did nothing. I didn't organize another activity. I didn't suggest another game. I simply observed. At first, several children wandered around. One looked out the window. Another sighed dramatically. One little boy actually said, "This is boring." I smiled. About 5 minutes later, everything changed. One student started building a tiny town of blocks. Another joined her. Soon, they were creating roads. Someone built a school, another child made a hospital, one little girl decided the town needed a zoo. Within minutes, half the class was creating this incredible imaginary community. Nobody had told them what to do. Nobody gave directions. Nobody handed them a worksheet. Their imagination took over. And that's when it hit me. Maybe boredom wasn't the enemy. Maybe boredom was simply the doorway. When I was growing up, boredom was part of childhood. If it rained, we figured something out. We made games, we told stories, we built forts, we explored outside. Sometimes we simply sat and wondered. Looking back, those weren't wasted moments. Those moments were developing creativity, problem solving. You know, they were doing problem solving, patience. I was learning curiosity, skills that still serves me as an adult. But today, children rarely have the chance to experience that kind of boredom. The moment silence appears, something fills it. A notification, a video, a game, another activity. And before children have the opportunity to create something, something has already been created for them. I don't say this to criticize technology. Technology is amazing. I use it every day in my classroom. It connects us, it teaches us, it inspires us, but it should support imagination, not replace it. Here's something I've noticed after 29 years of teaching. The children who become deeply engaged learners aren't always the smartest. They're often the most curious. Curiosity begins with questions. Questions begin with wonder. And wonder often begins with quiet. That's why boredom matters. It gives the brain room to breathe. It creates space for imagination. It allows children to discover instead of simply consuming. Think about some of the greatest inventions in history. Many started with someone asking, I wonder if there's another way. I wonder what would happen if children ask those same questions, but only when we give them the time. So what can teachers do? First, build white space into your classroom. Not every minute needs to be filled. Sometimes the best learning begins after a pause. Second, when student says, I don't know what to do, instead of giving him the answer, immediately ask, what ideas do you have? Help them become problem solvers instead of problem avoiders. Third, Protect creative play. Whether students are drawing, building, writing stories, or imagining, don't rush them. Creativity doesn't like to be hurried. Parents, here's my challenge for you this week. The next time your child says, I am bored, resist the urge to rescue them. Instead, smile and say, I can't wait to see what you come up with. Then give them time. They may complain, they may sigh, they may wander around for a while. That's okay. Because on the other side of boredom, you may discover creativity, independence, confidence, and imagination. Those gifts are worth waiting for. And one more thought. You know, sometimes I think we've confused being busy with living fully. Our calendars are packed, our children are scheduled, our phones never stop buzzing. Yet many of us feel exhausted. Maybe what we're missing isn't another activity. Maybe we're missing space. Space to think, space to dream, space to notice, space to simply be. Children need that, and if we're honest, so do we. This week's challenge. Choose 1 hour this week, just one. No screens, no planned activities, no entertainment. Simply create space. Let your child explore, build, draw, read, imagine, or yes, even be bored. Then watch what happens. You may be surprised. Before we leave, here's your spark for today. Remember that every masterpiece begins with a blank canvas. Every beautiful story begins with a blank page. Every great idea begins with an empty moment. Don't be afraid of blank spaces. That's often where your creativity begins. Thank you for joining me today. If this episode encouraged you, would you do me one favor? Share it with one teacher, one parent, one grandparent, because together we can help children reclaim something they've quietly been losing, their imagination. Until next time, keep igniting curiosity, keep inspiring hope, and never underestimate the incredible power of giving a child the freedom to wonder. This is Anderson. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next week.